Today's read aloud is called Arachne the Weaver. Look at this picture. Can you tell what Arachne is doing? Arachne is a weaver. Can you guess what a weaver does? I'm making a text-to-text connection. I remember when we read the story, The Emperor's New Clothes. In that story, there was a weaver and a tailor. A weaver is someone who makes cloth. This is a loom. And these white lines are threads. A weaver would weave other threads through those and make beautiful cloth and tapestries. And now for our read aloud, Arachne and the Weaver. Long ago, there lived among the Greeks a young woman named Arachne, who was a very gifted or skilled and talented weaver. A weaver weaves or spins threads or yarns together to make a cloth. Arachne wove upon a wooden frame called a loom. She did not just weave solid colors, she wove beautiful tapestries, wonderful woven pictures that people would hang on their walls as art. People came from distant lands to see these masterpieces in Arachne's studio. A visitor might comment, "This is amazing! Why, look at the leaves on this tree. They look so real, you almost expect them to move in a breeze. And this deer in the meadow, it looks as if he's going to turn and bound away." Visitors would tell Arachne, "You are the finest weaver in the world." But then they would add, "Except, of course, for the goddess Athena, who invented weaving." Athena was actually the goddess of all handicrafts, not just weaving. At first, when people compared Arachne's work to that of Athena, Arachne was flattered. But as the years passed, she began to get annoyed. She would say, "I'm sure Athena is very talented, but look, did you see this one over here?" As still more years passed, whenever people compared her to the goddess, Arachne would say angrily, "I don't care if Athena invented weaving. I think I am the best weaver in the world." Word of this eventually reached the ears of the goddess Athena on Mount Olympus. She decided to visit Arachne's studio to learn if Arachne was truly saying such things. However, Athena did not want Arachne to recognize her. So, with her magic, Athena changed her own appearance from a beautiful, athletic young woman. Now, with the wave of a hand and a puff of smoke, gone was the young woman, replaced by a woman so old and bent with age that she had to lean on a walking stick to get around. Of course, inside that body was still the goddess Athena, but no one would have recognized her. In this disguise she went to visit Arachne, commenting, "Your work is extraordinary, my dear. I am certain that you are the finest weaver in the world, except, of course, for the goddess Athena." Hearing this, Arachne, thinking she spoke to a bent old woman, angrily exclaimed, "I am sick of hearing about Athena. I say that I am the best weaver in the world." Well, there was a puff of smoke, and when it blew away, who did Arachne see standing in front of her but the beautiful goddess Athena. Arachne was afraid of what the goddess might do to her. She took a deep breath and said, "I meant what I said. I am prepared to prove that I am the best. I have two wooden looms for weaving. You use one, and I shall use the other. Let us see once and for all who is the best. So the goddess and the young woman chose the colors and started to weave. When at last they stopped, Arachne grinned, for she truly believed that she had won. She pointed out all the wonderful features of her work to the goddess. Look, she said, see how real the stream looks tumbling down this hillside, and how the water reflects the colors of the sunlight, as real waters would do. And if you move over here to look, the colors actually change, the way real sunlight would change. At last she turned to see Athena's tapestry. Arachne saw at once that the work of the goddess was even finer than her own. Athena had woven a stream, but hers seemed to ripple and move. She had woven clouds that appeared to float lightly in the sky. And above it all, she had woven the gods in all their majesty. Upset and embarrassed, Arachne turned and ran from the room. Athena caught up with her, asking, "Where are you going?" Arachne exclaimed, "I thought I was the best, but you are superior, and no matter how long and hard I work at it, I will never be as good as you are. I shall never weave again." Athena grew stern. Everyone is born with some special gift or talent, if only she or he can figure it out and how to use it. You must not waste this skill of yours. We shall see to it that you shall weave again. She reached out and touched Arachne's shoulder with the tip of one finger. Instantly, Arachne began to change shape. She grew smaller and smaller, and her body rounder and rounder. Her legs and her arms grew longer and thinner, until, after about 5 minutes, Arachne had turned into the very first spider of the world. Today we call members of the spider family arachnids, and that is why some people say all spiders are the children of Arachne the Weaver. And so Athena was correct. Arachne did weave again.